This is my complete collection, guys. I'm going to talk you through each shelf and kind of show you the films I've got and just kind of give you a little brief insight into kind of the films I collect. And yeah, please comment down below. As you can tell, it's a little disorganized in places, mainly because of the bulky editions. These are the IKEA shelves. They're fantastic, but they just don't quite fit every edition in each kind of category that I kind of own and put my selection in. As mentioned, I do have my order is in genre and story. People do kind of, you know, labels kind of thing. People do alphabetical orders. Everyone's got their own kind of style. Everyone's got their own kind of thing. This is just my weird, crazy thing. So I hope you can appreciate that at least anyway. So let's get started anyway. Top shelf, some little kind of Marvel toys there. These mixture between mine and India's. My girlfriend, and obviously good yours. It's the Steelbook edition. This is the 4K version inside. Let's put that away for now. Back to the Future 4K. As you can tell, I'm going to have a lot of 4K and a lot of editions. These are like years of collecting practically. So top shelf, we have the Friday the 13th collection, which I showed in the previous video. We have the Halloween complete collection. This is the Italian import, which is a great steal if you want the Scream Factory version, including the producer's cut of the 6th one. Really cheap price, good little collection, and it'd be nice to revisit some of those other kind of sequels with India, Excision Sunham, but nice to get the new transfers for the second film especially, and get H2O also included. It doesn't feature the Rob Zombie movies, but I do own just the first one anyway on a separate release. Dog Soldiers 4K, this is the German import, which they are releasing a 4K version in the UK now, so this probably will be sold fairly soon, I imagine, but it's nice to get the film on 4K. Phantasm collection. Yeah, this is the standard Amaray version. This is the Hellraiser the Scarlet Box. This is one ultra limited, worth probably about 200, maybe 300 quid. I got this when it very first came out. Love this edition, one of my favourite kind of premium editions. Really like the Hellraiser movies 1 to 3. I actually really like the 4th one as well. I got that on a separate release. Of course, the H.P. Lovecraft Tales are Weird kind of thing. The best weird Tales of H.P. Lovecraft book. It's a very nice, generous gift I got many Christmases ago. Lord of the Rings, the extended versions on Blu-ray. This is the original box set version. And of course, this is the 4K edition, which I watched recently with India, and I really enjoyed the 4K versions. I don't know what people are complaining about. They look absolutely fantastic on 4K. And that is the Alfred Hitchcock box set. This features the 18 movies, which weirdly enough in the US, it's only 16 or 14, I believe. It's down to kind of couple of copyright issues. There's a couple of films on this edition that isn't on the other UK box set, but it's very weird what kind of copyrights kind of what certain films owns. This one has the Strange on the Train kind of thing. I think some of the more universal ones, maybe, I'm not too sure. But even this still has a few things missing. I think Lifeboat is one of them that's on the Rico release. But a nice definitive kind of collection, really nice edition. I really like this one a lot. This was a birthday gift, so I'm very happy to own that for sure. So let's move on. The complete Star Wars on 4K, all 9 movies. This is not mine, this is my girlfriend's. But I'm very happy to watch the original trilogy and nothing else. Maybe the prequels now and again, maybe. Of course, Bruce Lee, the Master Collection. I'll put that temporarily for now because I just don't have enough room on the kind of Hong Kong kind of area I got. The complete Bond collection, every single movie on Blu-ray, and I've got the Daniel Craig ones on the 4K edition, which I'll show you in a little bit. That's a nice little edition. I really like the Bond movies. Yes, there is some good ones and some bad ones, but definitely worth owning each one and you know, exploring the kind of decades of Bond. Okay, so this is my official first shelf. This is kind of my sci-fi-ish area kind of thing. Sci-fi invasion movies, body snatchers type stuff, leading into kind of more heavy kind of machinery type ideas kind of thing, and philosophy and all that kind of stuff, cloning. So there's a theme to my collection. It's a theme to my madness. Stick with me, guys. So let's start. We have Prometheus on 4K. I really like the prequel, spin-off kind of thing. Alien Covenant was pretty terrible, but had some good ideas in it. But I do like Prometheus enough to get on 4K. There's just enough to revisit that film. So I put that on down there. Of course, the Alien quadrilogy. 1 to 4. We have Predators Trilogy. This is a different out of box I got a long time ago, which features 3 different editions of steelbooks. One is a German release, one is a Amazon release, and one is a Play.com exclusive release, with all of them on 4K. So this is a bit of a mix mash of editions there kind of thing, but I love the Predator Trilogy, and the 4Ks are absolutely fantastic. Alien vs Predator, the uncut version on Blu-ray. Alien vs Predator Requiem. Guilty pleasure, yes, I know, you know, a lot of people hate this film. I understand, I completely do, I really do, but this is something about it that I just quite enjoy. I like the fact it's quite R-rated, and I like the ideas in it. You know, the scene stuff, yeah, not great, but yeah, it's a guilty pleasure. Get off my back. Independence Day, the remastered version, which features the theatrical and extended cut. No difference there. Dreamcatcher, this is the French import. Great Stephen King film, really underrated. Please check that one out. The Mist, another Stephen King film, which features the black and white version. Annihilation on 4K, this is a Christmas gift. Great film, I actually really enjoy this quite a lot. It's very freaky, it's got a kind of David Lynch kind of vibe to it a little bit. Signs, of course. Cube, very well done film, I really like this one a lot. Very psychological, very creepy kind of thing. The Signal, which is from the same director as Underwater. Very well done film for a very cheap made film, for sure. And that's a nice steelbook edition from Germany. Fire in the Sky from Imprint in Australia. Nice to get this on Blu-ray finally. Cloverfield 1 and 2, which has the second one on the Steelbook edition, HB exclusive Steelbook, with the 4K disc inside, and also the first one on 4K. Very good 4K editions if you like them. For the Lord's 4K. Quiet Place 4K edition, HB exclusive Steelbook. District 9, Steelbook edition with the 4K disc inside. Elysium edition Steelbook with the 4K disc inside. As you can tell, there's a pattern here. Ender's Game, which I found at a cheap price a long time back, which just has the standard Blu-ray, but very good film. I quite like Ender's Game quite a lot. It's kind of like a kid's version of Starship Troopers, and that's why I kind of put next to it. Yeah, really surprising film. I really like that. Harrison Ford's great in that film as well. Starship Troopers, of course. This is the I think it's an Amazon exclusive Steelbook, I believe, but it has the 4K disc aside from the US import. The 4K version for Starship Troopers is an absolute must-own. You have to buy that. It is fantastic. I'm actually shocked it's not available in the UK yet. Okay, Edge of Tomorrow 3D, which features the Blu-ray and the 3D disc. Battle of Los Angeles. I really like this film. Just, I wouldn't say guilty pleasure. I just think it's just a nice, fun film. It's just a pretty intense kind of situation film. Troopers going in, taking on alien invasion. Simple as that. Just a nice, simple film. Invasion of the Body Snatchers with the Steelbook edition. They Live 4K, fantastic 4K, great film. Here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. Love it. The Blob, this is the Scream Factory version. Not a new transfer on the Blu-ray, I think it's the same one from the Australian, but it does feature a shitload of new extras. It's a really good edition. I absolutely love the Blob remake. I think it's such a kick-ass movie. Probably has one of the best kind of cinema-related deaths ever in a film, which I was saying to a friend, there's not many kind of cinema kind of horror films in that sense, but that has one really good one, isn't there? For sure. The Hidden, oh, I love The Hidden, so good, so good. It's from the archival collection. You can get it on the HMV Premium collection, I believe, now in the UK, but this is beforehand. But this has the brand new scan as well. I think it has the brand new transfer, which looks absolutely phenomenal compared to the Spanish version, which I had originally. Starman, great film. Life Force, 80s, guilty pleasure, canon, what can I say, just a complete batshit film. How the hell this film got financed, I do not know, but I love it for it. This has the brand new 4K scan, which you know that if it has the purple, which I believe the other one is blue, so I think it just changed the colours a little bit in the packaging, but this is the brand new 4K transfer for it, and it does look quite good compared to the old Blu-ray edition. Cool. Deep Rising, Puppet Masters, just two great fun little B movies kind of thing. I really enjoyed these ones. Dark City, if you've not watched it, please go and check out the director's cut. It is absolutely fantastic. This probably is Matrix before Matrix. If you have not seen Dark City, whew, you owe yourself to watch this. Go in blind as much as possible. Stargate, where is my 4K? That's what I want to know. Outlander, just a pretty solid, fun, kind of sci-fi meets kind of Vikings type movie. Pretty good film, I quite like this one. Pandorum, great film. If you like your Dead Space, if you like that kind of gritty kind of nature in space, kind of craziness kind of thing going on to it, definitely want to get for sure. Some pretty badass kind of weaponry and some creature designs in there. A really underrated film. Not enough people talk about this one. Absolutely go and check this one if you love your kind of Dead Space sci-fi type stuff. And speaking of that, we have the ultimate one. We have Event Horizon, the brand new kind of Screen Factory version with a new 4K scan, packed full of extras. Really great edition. Love Event Horizon, love behind the scenes extras talking about the film. Definitely worth picking up, guys. Europa Report, kind of a found footage space movie, discovery movie. This is the German import. Very underrated, very well done. It's a nice kind of subtle quite drama that goes a little bit weird in places, quite similar to Annihilation, I think, a little bit in places. Quite like that. Yeah. We have next is Underwater, one of the most unappreciated films probably pre-lockdown. I watched this and Birds of Prey on the same day, and this was a clear winner. Where is the UK Blu-ray release? This is a Finland release I got because this is not available anywhere else, but great edition and packed full of extras. Great film, really good. Snowpiercer, this is the Australian import way before it came out in the UK. This is the uncut version as well, which in some versions it is cut or has different aspect ratios. Do your research if you plan to own this, because they have messed around with this quite a lot on the home media front. I think the UK version and the Australian versions are the best ones to go for. Avoid the German release and avoid the French release as well, because they have some inconsistencies in their kind of aspect ratios and subtitles. I'm a Legend. Cool. The Divide uncut version, which adds an extra 10 minutes compared to the UK version on DVD. Not the most happiest film ever. Definitely a tale about people just losing their minds and in a kind of bombshell with the world's going to hell. Not the faint-of-hearted film, but it's really well done, well performed, and it has some great music and some great memorable scenes in it. Some really good stuff in that film. Great edition of Anchor Bay. I think this is maybe an out-of-print version, I'm not too sure. But if you can find it cheap, pick it up, guys. The Colony, which I keep upside down because it just makes more sense. Great edition from Germany. You know, just cannibal movie, very similar to kind of like The Divide in the sense of character drama kind of stuff. Some really good performances in there and some pretty badass kick-ass scenes as well. The Day After Tomorrow. Sunshine classic, Danny Boyle, one of my favourites. Mad Max Fury Road, probably the only Mad Max film I actually want to own. I do like the other movies, but the ones that I can just watch at any point. I can watch them on TV, I can watch them on the streaming services. Out of all four, I'm going to be that guy. I like this one the best. Yep. The Rover, really well done, hard-hitting drama, post-apocalyptic a little bit, great performance by Guy Pearce and Rob Pattinson. If you want to watch a really stark, somber film, has some great ideas and some great things to say, check this one out. You might be surprised. Gravity, which is getting a 4K release later in the year, which I'm pumped, looking forward to that. Love Gravity. Moon, love Moon. Again, just a nice character drama in space, some nice twists and turns in there for sure. Ad Astra on the 4K, looks like absolutely phenomenal. Really surprising film. Watching in the cinemas, I actually really enjoyed this. I know a lot of people are disappointed by the third act, but I actually quite liked it. I thought it was nice and sweet, personal, high stakes, and it's very clear what he's trying to say. That moon sequence as well, I think, is absolutely fantastic. And lastly on the shelf is Stranger Days. This is the 20th anniversary German import, produced by James Cameron, by Kelvin Bigelow. People I know are very divided on this film in terms of story, in terms of where it goes, and I can understand, but there's just something about its world, something about its characters, something about the performances and the creepiness of it that I just get something from this film, and I think it has a lot to say. It's very that kind of late 90s coming into 2000s kind of era kind of movies, and it's a very strange one. It's definitely very unique for sure. I get a lot from this myself personally, but so you can get this on the UK 20th anniversary just standard Amray version, which has the quite a cool little packaging. I can try and show you there. Yeah, it looks really nice, looks very slick kind of thing, looks just nice. So yeah, Stranger Days. Okay, moving on to my next shelf, we have is the 4K version of 2001 Space Odyssey, an instant classic. I've been after this edition of Steelbook for a very long time. I think this is a Zavvi exclusive Steelbook. I just love this edition. This thing's really nice and slick. Great film, 2001 Space Odyssey, I'll absolutely love it. Next up is Fifth Element on 4K. This is a Zavvi exclusive also. Great 4K edition, great steelbook, love the artwork design on that. It's really cool. Fire in the Sky, the US import Blu-ray. Got this extremely cheap back in the day. great series. Serenity US import Blu-ray as well. Oh, they're very cheap also. We have Pitch Black on 4K with the 4K edition with the slipcase from the standard Armory edition from the other one on top. So yeah, a little sneaky kind of little patchwork there. They wanted to do a slipcase for the 4K version but never did, so I just had to buy the other version to get the slipcase. So yeah, it's a lot of effort for a slipcase, but worth it. Riddick, Chronicles of Riddick. This is the director's cut with the limited edition slipcase, comic book style. I really like Chronicles of Riddick, probably my favourite one out of the trilogy, if I'm being honest. I think the trilogy is really good, but this is my favourite of the mythology. Riddick extended cut on Blu-ray. Star Trek, the Kelvin timeline on 4K, very good 4Ks. Really like this little collection edition. I really like the Star Trek movies. I think the first one's my favourite. I really like the second one. The second one's quite underrated. I can see why people are pissed off about it, but I think it's one of those films that gets a little better over time. And the third one's okay. The one's okay. It's fine. We have Blade Runner, the final cut on 4K. Brilliant, brilliant 4K. Definitely a must-own for sure. Blade Runner 2049. This is the 4K version with the 3D disc and the standard Blu-ray edition inside for sure. I did have the Amazon version, but I managed to find and source out the HMV exclusive 4K version, which I love the artwork in this a bit more, to be honest. Total Recall 4K. It's a brand new version. 4K is fantastic on this. Love the artwork. Total Recall the remake on HMV exclusive Steelbook. I actually quite like the remake quite a lot. It's nowhere near as good as the original, of course, but I quite like the differences between the two. They feel very different films. This is more like based on the book. I'd say for people that haven't watched it, give it another chance. Don't see it as the Schwarzenegger film. See it as an actual sci-fi thriller, and you might get something from it. Robocop, which is another one, the remake, which I quite enjoyed also. It's again nowhere near the original's level, far from it, but again I like the opposite nature of what it did and story beats kind of thing, and there's a lot of potential. It's a damn shame it never got a sequel, because I think they could have done something really special with a sequel. But as far as remakes go, I think it's actually alright. It's pretty fine. Next up we have is Terminator. This is the German version, Steelbook version with the remastered transfer. Terminator 2, the Skynet version Steelbook with the brand new 4K transfer Blu-ray inside. Not the 4K disc, because the 4K disc is meant to be absolutely terrible, but I do have the 4K version on Blu-ray inside, which actually is very good quality for sure. Obviously got on with Terminator and Steelbook. Terminator 3, the German version. Salvation, which I really like, very underrated. Genesis, extremely underrated. I know a lot of people hate this one. I had quite a few debates recently about this and Dark Fate, which is, some people like one more than the other. I think people give Dark Fate way more of a pass than this one. I think Genesis has some very strong ideas. I will go into this point more in a separate video, but I think this is far more superior than Dark Fate ever is, and I don't understand why people are liking that one way more. But there's the Steelbook version with the 4K disc inside, which the 4K transfer is very good. Oblivion on Steelbook, very underrated Tom Cruise film. Tron Legacy. Transformers 4K, the only Transformers for my own. It's nostalgic purposes, but it's still pretty fun. The first one's actually pretty solid. I actually like the first one quite a lot. iRobot, Will Smith. The Machine. I haven't seen this film in quite some time actually. This is the US import, which has the correct aspect ratio. Just a really well done film. Just nice, simple kind of machine intelligence, has some pretty strong ideas. Yeah, just a nice simple drama with some AI intelligence. Hardwire, very surprising 80s film. Pretty slick and pretty fucking badass and violent for a robot that looks absolutely terrible. So yeah. Turbo Kid, the ultimate 80s kind of throwback, the right type of 80s throwback in my mind. If you haven't seen this, please go and check it out. You absolutely love it. It's bloody and violent and very well handled. Screamers, the 101 collection version with the slipcase version. I love Screamers, very underrated film. Just creepy, some good ideas again about AI intelligence and robots kind of stuff. Just a good horror film, some really good extras based on the kind of P.K. Dick's kind of novel, which is, you know, where the machines walk. So yeah, very well done film. Some great brand new extras on the edition as well. And it's number 013. Hardcore Henry, I love this film so much, absolutely fantastic. If you watch the recent Nobody, this is from the same director. Running Man. This is the German version, Steelbook version, which has the slightly improved, tweaked transfer. It's not a 4K transfer, it's not a new remaster, but it is a much improved transfer over the US and the UK version, which is amazing. Got it, and has a few new extras. Really great steelbook. I really love the design. I think Savvy basically identically copied this version of the steelbook, but it doesn't have the kind of slipcase thing there for it. I love Running Man, just a fun Schwarzenegger film. Death Race Trilogy, love the Death Race Trilogy. I really like 2 and Inferno. Surprisingly, 2 straight-to-DVD movies that I like over the original. That's surprising. But just a lot of fun, a lot of heart, a lot of inspiration kind of there for kind of young filmmakers, not being limited by your kind of budget. Just a really good demonstration of, yes, I can make a kick-ass movie. Here we go. Seven Sisters, or What Happened to Monday, what it was called in the UK. This is the steelbook version on Blu-ray. I think this is the French import. Very well done film. Children of Men. The Sixth Day. Cypher, which is a German version Blu-ray, which is a fantastic transfer over the standard DVD. If you want something a bit weird, but also has something quite sweet at the end, I don't want to give away too much. This is a very surprising film. This will not... You will go into this thinking one thing, and you'll get something very different coming out. Highly, highly recommend this one, guys. It's a very creepy, very weird kind of sci-fi film, but it has some fantastic ideas and a very kind of simple concept by the end. Yeah, check it out, guys. Barrow 2 reports. This is the I think Play.com exclusive steelbook. Where's my 4K? Predestination. Looper. This is the HMV exclusive steelbook. One of the last ones they did before they went shut down, and then they came back later on. Love Looper. One of the last decent performances from Bruce Willis. Just a great concept, great all-star cast. I know the 4K version's been released recently, which I'll probably pick up at some point, but Looper is fantastic. Deja Vu, as you can tell, the more kind of time travel-y, timey-wimey type movies. Love Deja Vu. Source Code, great film. Yeah, Frequency, kid classic, nostalgic movie, just a great film overall. They did do a TV series, which I know failed, but the original movie is absolutely fantastic, and it's full of intense time travel hijinks. It's great. Time Cop. Who doesn't love Time Cop, right? Love me some Time Cop. Bill and Ted, Excellent Adventure. This is the Scream Factory or Shout Factory version. Yeah, which has the brand new transfers and all the extras, which is great. Bill and Ted's Face the Music. The third one, I actually really, really liked it. I know it's very divided. With Time Bandits, this is the Arrow Limited Edition Steelbook. We have Iron Sky Director's Cut, which is completely insane, but just really fun. Just, again, another film that's just very inspiring for the kind of amateur filmmaker out there that wants to make a kick-ass movie. Heavily crowd-funded film, but just really paid off by the end. They did do a sequel, but it wasn't very good, if I'm being honest. It wasn't worth the wait. Planet of the Apes. This is the French import steelbook, which features all 3 versions of the film. Obviously, Rise, Dawn, and War. Love the Planet of the Apes trilogy, especially War, which is my favourite of the 3. It's a very surprising film for a cinema release. And of course, you have the original Planet of the Apes collection, apart from the remake, which I don't really like the remake. But the original movies are pretty good. Actually, surprisingly how good they are. I wasn't expecting much in terms of anything past 2. I like the first 2 quite a lot. Then after that, I was genuinely surprised with each film entry. It actually had something to say, and actually had a lot going on within each movie. And last one on the shelf is 12 Monkeys, which is the limited edition slipcase with a brand new transfer, and I think postcards and stuff inside. Love 12 Monkeys. Very, very on the nose kind of movie for today, about a pandemic and kind of wiping out humanity kind of thing. It's a very triggering film, I imagine, today. Who would have known a 20-year-old film about a pandemic would, you know, be so relevant for today?